Hello students, we start the calculation part of one-way classification now. So in the last lecture, I was discussing to carry out one-way classification to the given problem. To carry out, it's a technical word for this technique, or to conduct one-way analysis for this problem. And these are the null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis, and what is the technique suggestion I gave you. So whenever one-way classification is given to you, write the data from top to bottom, because you need to get the totals, understand? So how many formulae would be there? 5 formulae. So if you remember these 5 formulae and the ANOVA table, that will be there in at the end. That's all. The one-way classification would be in your pocket. The next, we were doing these calculations, very important calculations: grand total, correction factor, and total sum of squares. So how do we get total sum of squares? Every value we need to square and add, square and add, square and add, square and add, like that. So how many values are there? 27 values are there. How many values? 26 values are there. So 26 values square and their sum you are going to calculate. From the total you need to subtract the correction factor and you get the Q. What to call Q? Total sum of squares. Next, what you need to get? You need to get Q1 and Q2. Okay, let us see that. Now look at here, this is Q1. So what is the technical name for Q1? Sum of squares for columns. That means every column element will be squared and taken the sum. So like that, in the first column all the elements squared and divided by the number of elements which are there in that particular column. So what is that? 7. Now look at here. So 1600 square plus 1610 square plus 1650 square, like that up to 1800 square. Oh, whole this total divided by. Next, how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like that, this is the first column information. Second way, how do you get the plus? Again the second column. So how do you get this? So what is that? Correction. So what is that? Only the totals. The total of this column. What is that? 11760 square whole divided by number of elements. Now here the total of this column 8310 whole divided by the number of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Okay. Be careful, only for total sum of squares you are taking the individual squares. Understand? So remaining all only overall totals you are taking. That point is very important. Like that, how many columns are there? 4 columns are there. So 4 columns total and their respective number of elements divided this total sum minus CF, correction factor. So how do you get 44,361.166 you are going to get. So after getting Q1, the next one is the Q2. So always remember that the end Q value you are going to get the subtraction of the above values whatever you calculated. That means Q2 is nothing but Q minus Q1. So what is the Q2 value you are going to get now? 151,350.83. Understand? So this is all, formula values. So how many formula values you got now? 5 formula values. That's all. So in the two-way classification you are going to get 6 formula values. So whenever ANOVA problems are given to you, write down the null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis, and calculate the values of these 5 formulae in the case of one-way classification, 6 formulae in the case of two-way classification, and the final thing is nothing but to create the table like this. So in few kinds of textbooks you won't find this table. Manually calculation of the information would be there. That leads to confusion. So what I suggest to you, follow this method. Open up this table. What to call this? Analysis of the variance table. So you are actually calculating the whole information within this table. So you need to remember this column heads, that's all. So always, whether one way or two way, the first column is going to be the source of variation. Now here the source of variation means columns. But the columns are here what you are calling batches. Is it? That's why I am writing batches. And immediately what you get here? Error. In the case of two-way classification, you will get one more information. Row will be there and columns will be there. That is the only difference. Extension of one more point. Now degrees of freedom. So how many batches are there? Total k. From that k you need to subtract 1, numerical value 1. So you get the degrees of freedom. So 4 minus 1, what you get? 3. Now here the error, degrees of freedom. How do you get? N minus k. So what is n here? N is nothing but 26. So 26 minus k value is 4. So 26 minus 4. How much you will get here? 22. So add these two now. So 22 plus 3, you will get 25 total. Now sum of squares. All this information also you provided. So first sum of squares. What you got? Q1. So that information. Next Q2. That information. The total is the bigger value. Hence you are putting the Q value here. Now mean sum of squares. Mean means average. How to get average? Total values. Total of the values by number of values. So total of all the values is this. So before that, this is going to be what you call the number of values. So how do you get now? So how to get this value? This value divided by this value. So that is equal to what you get? 44361.16 whole divided by 3. You get this value. Same way, how to get this value? Nothing but 151,350.83 whole divided by what is this value? 22. Okay. Now how to get FC? So what is the FC? So this first value divided by this second value. So go to the theory. So check here in the theory. How to get FC? This value divided by this. Okay. How to get Q1? That is first value M1, Q1 by K minus 1. Same way the second value Q2 for MSS, Q2 by what you call this value N minus K. So that's why theory is very, very important. So directly if you come here, how do you get 2.1994? So which is nothing but 147,87055 whole divided by this value. How much? 687958. Okay. So this is called the calculated value. Then how to get the table value for the F distribution? So you need to consider the table value of F distribution at how many degrees of freedom? First value is 3, the second value is 22. So at 3, 22 you need to check. Any LOS value is given, not given. So standard value we check at 5% LOS. So what is that value? Is going to be 3.05. So let us check that value in the table. So this is F distribution, critical values, standard 5% values. Okay. Now what is the first value? 3. So that means gamma 1, gamma 2. The gamma 1 value is 3. That means in the horizontal top values you need to consider the 3. And gamma 2, what is that? 22. So vertical in the first row, first column you need to consider the 22. That corresponding value gives the 5% F table value. So where is the 22? Here. Now where is the 3? Here. So here. So what is that value? 3.05. So what is that? 3.05. Now let us go for decision making, final decision making. So how do you make the decision? So calculated value always in the left hand side, the table value always in the right hand side. So calculated value less than the table value. Hence, what is the decision making? FC is less than FT. So we accept H0. So what is the meaning of that conclusion? There is no significance difference between the 4 batches of electrical bulbs. So you should not deviate that in the first batch the bulbs are having more quality, in the second batch not that much like that. So all the bulbs which were manufactured in 4 different batches are possessing maintained same quality, same longevity. So this is called the conclusion. So what to call this? The one-way ANOVA. We carried out one-way ANOVA. Now we go for the last concept of your unit 4, understanding about two-way ANOVA. So let us discuss the theory part of two-way ANOVA. That means in two-way ANOVA both row and column is going to affect a value. So 2 sources of variation would be there. So I already told you the sales of cars depends upon the features of the car, the color of the car, after sale service of the car, price of the car, understand, so many parameters would be there. Let us suppose that this information related to what you called sales of the cars. Now here the first row, that is A1 row, A2 row, A3 row represents the price, and B1, B2, B3, that is B1, B2, B3, these columns represents what you call the color. So red color, blue color, green color, like the different colors. So for a particular model car with A1 price, the red color cars sold these many. Same way with this price, the green color cars sold this many. Same way, let us suppose this value. And this is, let us suppose a white color, what you call price. For AA price, the white color cars sold are these many. That means this value is the resultant of both row and as well as the column. That means 2 informations net effect you are going to compare, row wise and as well as the column wise. So 2 informations, 2 sources of variations, that is rows and as well as the columns. Hence this is known as the two-way classification. So what is the difference between one-way and two-way? Here you are going to have one more source of variation. In the formula you get one more extra formula. That is there 5 formulae, here you are going to get 6 formulae. Same ANOVA table you are going to get, but extra one more information you are going to provide. And one more very important point is, here you are going to get 2 null hypotheses and 2 alternative hypotheses, because one is for row and one is for columns. That's all. Okay. Now this is called the theoretical part of the table format of the two-way classification. So how many rows are there? A1 row, A2 row, A3 row, like that. AI row, this is called general information. And what is the last row? AR. R represents rows. Now how many columns are there? B1, B2, B3, like that. BZ is going to be the general column, and BS is going to be the last column. So instead of C, What I am writing here, yes, don't confuse. This is standard notation, that's all. So R stands for row, here S stands for column. Okay. Now you see the totals, because notation format, if you understand, doing a problem is going to be very easy. So A1 total, what is that? Y1 dot. That means the first element of these two suffixes is common. 1, 1, 1. That I am writing. Wherever change is there, that is in the second element, change has been there. Hence I am putting dot. Same way, let us go to the last row, YR1, YR2. So like that, what is the total is going to YR. The second element is changing, hence dot. Now let us go to the column totals. In the columns, if you see, the second element is going to be the common. First column. But the first element is going to change. Actually, how do you read this first element? Y11 means first row, first column element. So how do you read Y12? First row, second column element. Like that you need to read. Now the second element is common, hence that element I am writing as it is, but the first element has been changed, putting dot. Like that, come here, last column, the second element is common, that is yes, the first element has been changing, putting dot. That means entire information I am converting into notations, because in the formula we write these notations only. So Y R dot means row totals, Y dot S means column totals. Now this row and this column, entire totals if you take, that is going to be equal to Y double dot. This is called the grand total. Total of all the rows, total of all the columns. Remember that the Y dot S should be equal to YR dot. Why? Because the column, the row totals is equal to the column total. That is the checkpoint. Okay. Now let us go for null hypothesis. How many null hypotheses? 2. One is for exclusively rows and one more is for exclusively columns. So according to our example, what are the rows information? Price. What are the columns information? Colors of the cars. Now let us see H01. That means null hypothesis 1. There is no significant difference between the classes of factor here. What is the factor here? Price. That means the price is not having any effect on the sales of the cars. That is going to be the null hypothesis in terms of verbal way. If you want, you can put this one in the notation form also like this. How do you write? H01 is nothing but mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to dash dash. So what is the last element is going to be mu r. So this is rows information. Same way, how do you write the alternate hypothesis if you want in terms of notations? So if you want, you can write the alternate hypothesis. So I am writing here. So how do you write the alternate hypothesis if you want? Alternate hypothesis. So first alternate hypothesis, H11. How do you write? So mu1 is not equal to mu2 is not equal to dash dash mu rho not equal to mu rho. Now same way the next null hypothesis, I already told you. So in the two-way classification, 2 null hypotheses will be there and 2 alternative hypotheses you are going to frame. H02. This is going to the columns information. So how to write the column information here? There is no significant difference between the classes of factor B. So what are the column based information according to our examples? Different colors. So what is the meaning of this? The color is not having any impact on the sales of the cars. Let us check whether that is there or not. Then how do you write in terms of notations? H02. So how to write? Mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to dash dash. This is column information, means what is the last column element? Yes. So how to write here? Mu yes. Don't confuse. Okay. Same way for this, how to write the alternate hypothesis? H1 2. That is alternate hypothesis 2. So how to write? Mu1 is not equal to mu2 is not equal to dash dash not equal to mu s. Don't confuse. Everywhere I am using mu only. But here to represent rows I am putting R. Here to represent columns I am putting S. This is the only difference. If you want, you can write alternate hypothesis like this also. Now we go for the formula. So as usual, just like our one way, here also the first one is the grand total. So what is that? Capital G. Standard notation is capital G. Okay. Capital G. So what is the notation? Y double dot. That means total of all the rows or else total of all the columns. Both should be going to be equal. This total or this total. What to call this? Y double dot. Grand total you will get. Now correction factor CF. Just like our one way, here also you are going to get the CF. How to get CF? Grand total square by all the elements. There in the one way classification we wrote here N. But here we are writing R into S because as you know this is a square or rectangular. How do you get the total number? Means number of row elements into number of column elements. That's it. So number of row elements is R into number of column elements means S. So you will get G square by R into S. Now very important calculation. Q. Total sum of squares. Just like our one way classification. Here also what you need to do? Every element you need to square and add. Every element you need to square and add. 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 All that total minus correction factor. So every element square and total. Every element square and its total minus CF. Just like our one way, here also you are going to do Q value. The next thing is going to be changed here. What is that? Q1. Q1. Now how to get the Q1? Sum of squares for factor here. Be careful. This entire theory was developed keeping in view all A's are in the rows, all B's are in the columns. If you change these notations, entire formula are going to change. That's why in the given problem also, especially in the two-way classification, whatever information is there in the horizontal way, that you need to consider as A's. Whatever information is there in terms of columns, that you need to strictly assume as B's. Otherwise formula will change. Okay. So what is Q1? Sum of squares for factor A. Factor A means all row information. So how do we get each row total? Square. And this all total. Okay. Divided by, when you are taking the row total, be careful. You need to divide with the number of columns. This point is very important. Square of the row total by number of columns. Opposite division you are doing. Same way, let us see the Q2. So sum of squares for factor B. Factor B represents columns. Square of the column totals. Y dot J square. How do you read that? Y dot J square. General term. Y I dot square. So how do you read this? Y I dot square. This one Y dot J square. So this is square of the column totals. Should be divided with what? Reverse number. What is that? Rows. This point is very important. Here for row totals, if you divide with rows, this is going to be the wrong calculation. So this point is very, very important. For square of the row totals, divide with the number of columns. For the square of the column totals, divide with the row number. In both the formulae, what number you need to subtract? Correction factor. CF minus CF, both. So like that you will get Q1, Q2 and finally Q3. The last element, what do you get? How do you get? From first onwards you subtract. That means from Q you subtract minus Q1, you subtract Q2. You will get what you call Q3. So what you call that? Error sum of squares. ESS. What you call that? Error sum of squares. And immediately you go for framing the ANOVA table. Same as usual, same column heads are there. There also in one way, what is that first column head? Source of variation, SV, degrees of freedom, sum of squares, SS, MSS stands for mean sum of squares, F distribution calculated value, F distribution FT stands for table value. There only one factor, that is only columns, but here two factors, one is for rows and one more is for columns. So what is the row information? If you want, you can write here row also. If you want, you can write here column also, if you confuse. But according to the symbols, whatever you have used, factor A means only rows represents. Factor B means columns will be represented. So how many rows are there? Overall R rows are there. So degrees of freedom R minus 1. How many columns? S columns, so S minus 1. Immediately come to the total. So after getting total only, it becomes easy to calculate error sum of squares. Otherwise what you can do, total means all the number of elements minus n. That means R into S minus 1. So if you take the product of these two, you will get R minus 1 into S minus 1. That is going to the degrees of freedom for error. Then how do you get Q1? Already came to know in the formula Q2, Q3 star. Star means subtraction. So from R minus 1 you do all the subtraction, you get same term. Now how do you get MSS? Q1 by R minus 1. That is called M1. Q2 by S minus 1. You call that M2. And how do you get it? Sigma square, standard, what do you call this? Variance. Sigma square means variance. Q3 by R minus 1. The first null hypothesis calculated value is M1 by sigma square. The second null hypothesis calculated value is M2 by sigma square. So for first null hypothesis, table value is F of R minus 1 into the error term, degrees of freedom, R minus 1, S minus 1, R minus 1 comma, R minus 1, S minus 1. The second null hypothesis, table value, how you are going to get? So S minus 1 comma, error sum of squares, degrees of freedom, R minus 1 into S minus 1. Same, how do you make the decision making for H01? If FC is less than or equal to FT, accept H01. Same way for H02 null hypothesis 2, if FC is less than or equal to FT, so what you can get here? You can accept null hypothesis. In all other cases, you reject the null hypothesis. Understand? So this is called the two-way classification theory part. Try to remember this notation form. By heart this 6 form in this table. Gunshot question, this one way or two way. Okay? And you will get the answer. I request you follow this method only. Now you go for doing one model problem. Now all of you look at here. This is the two-way classification problem. 4 technicians analyzed 3 samples, each for the moisture content in the sample. The results are given below. So how many samples are there? X, Y, Z. 3 samples. How many technicians are there? A, B, C, D. 4 technicians are there. They want to understand the moisture content. So let us compare this problem with our general example. These are price, these are colors. So instead of moisture, we are comparing this information with that of the sales. Such a way, if you compare here, so what is the hypothesis are going to be? So two null hypotheses we are going to get. One is for rows. First, always we give preference to the rows according to our theory. So first to rows, next to columns. So H01. So rows means samples. There is no significant difference between the samples as far as the moisture content is concerned. So in terms of notations, how do you write? If you want, you can write mu1, mu2, mu3, but instead of that, direct notations are used here. First sample, mu x, that is equal to mu y and mu z. Only 3 samples are there. The first null hypothesis is over. So for that one, what is the alternative hypothesis? So which is nothing but H11, mu x is not equal to mu y is not equal to mu z. So how do you write verbally? There is a significant difference between the sample's moisture content. The null hypothesis is over. Now go further rows. Now come to the columns. H02. So columns means who are there? Technicians. There is no significant difference between the technicians as far as the moisture content of the samples are concerned. So how many technicians are there? 4 technicians are there, A, B, C, D. If you want, you can write mu1, mu2 like that, but here direct technicians name itself I used. So H02 mu A is equal to mu B is equal to mu C is equal to mu D. So what is the alternative hypothesis 2 is going to be not equal. So there is a significant difference between the technicians as far as the moisture content of the samples are concerned. So we framed null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis for rows and as well as the columns. The next immediate thing is go for calculation of what to call 6 formula values. So same table as usual I took here and calculate the totals. So these are all row totals, these are all column totals. So remember that 42 plus 50 plus 45, how much you get? 137. Same way 30 plus 33 plus 37 plus 37, that also should get 137 only, otherwise your problem is wrong. That's why the column totals is equal to the row totals, that is equal to the what you call the grand total, y double dot. So what is the grand total? Y double dot. So still, for not to have the confusion, the first row information what I am putting y1 dot, y2 dot, y3 dot. Compare this problem with that of the theory. Same with the first column total, how I wrote here y dot 1, y dot 2, like that y dot 4. Because in the substitution it is going to be very easy. Now go for 6 formula values calculation. So first one is the grand total. So how do you denote grand total? Capital G. So what is that? Capital G, y double dot, 137 you got. Okay. Now correction factor, CF. How do you get? G square by RS. So what is G square? 137 square by 3 into 4. So how many rows are there in the given problem? 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So 3 into 4. So on simplification, how much you get? 1564.08. So correction factor is over. Now go for very important calculation, very big calculation. What is the total sum of squares? So Q, how to get total sum of squares? Double sigma yij square minus CF. That means each element should be squared and added, squared and added. 9 square plus 12 square plus 10 square plus 12 square plus 14 square. All the values. Minus CF. So how much you are going to get? 36.92. Now go for Q1. Q1 means according to our notations rows information. So sum of squares for factor A. So what are factors A here? Factors means here samples. Samples. According to the problem, samples if you want. Samples. So Q1. So what is the formula? Sigma yi dot square by s. So for row total squares, you need to divide with the what you called the column number. Okay. So what is the first row total? 42 square by how many columns are there? 4. So 42 square by 4 plus 50 square by 4 plus 45 square by 4. Minus CF 1564.08. Now sum of squares for factor B. Factor B means here columns. Columns represents which data? Technicians. So technicians represented. Okay. So how many columns are there? Already visible here. 30 square by. Now the divisor is what? The number of rows. So how many rows are there? 3 rows. 30 square by 3. 33 square by 3, 37 square by 3, 37 square by 3 minus CF. So how much you will get? 11.58. So how many formulas are over? 5. Now extra one formula. What is that? Q is over, Q1 is over, Q2 is over. Sixth formula is Q3. So how do you get Q3? Subtract these two values from Q. Okay. So let us go for that. So what you call that? Error sum of squares. So Q minus Q1 minus Q2. 36.92 minus 8.17 minus 11.58. So how much you will get? 17.17. So all 6 formula values are there. The next immediate thing is creation of ANOVA table. That's all. So let us see here. So samples means rows, source of variation, degrees of freedom, sum of squares, mean sum of squares, FC, FT. So how many sources of variations are there? 2. One is rows, that is samples. One more is column, that is technicians. In both the things, what is common? Error would be there. No one is correct for 100%. So what you call that? Error. And again, what is common? Total is common. So how to get degrees of freedom? R minus 1, S minus 1, R minus 1 into S minus 1, 2 into 3. Now here, total how do you get? The number of rows into number of columns minus 1. That is 3 into 4, 12 minus 1. So much you will get? 11. Now all these sum of square values we already know from previous calculation. So 8.17 like Q1, Q2, Q3, all those values substituted, Q also substituted. How to get MSS, mean sum of squares? Q1 by R minus 1, M2, Q2 by S minus 1. Now to get sigma square? Q3 by R minus 1 into S minus 1. Now how to get first calculated value? So M1 by sigma square. In both the calculations, sigma square is common. So M1 by sigma square. So 1.428, first FC value, calculated value. The next one is M2 by sigma square. Then how do you check the table values? For first table value, correspondingly, what is the degrees of freedom? 3 minus 1 comma R minus 1 into S minus 1. That is 2 comma 6. 5% table value. So 2 comma 6, 5% table value. So first value is 2. So 2, 6. So what is that? 5.14. The next one is 3 comma 6 table value. So this is 3 comma 6, 4.76. Beside value only. Yes. So here itself you can imagine the decision because both the calculated values are less than that of the table values. So let us specifically write here. So 1.48 less than. So what is that? 5.14. So we accept H01. 1.349 less than 4.76. We accept H02 also. That means both the null hypotheses are correct. That means the samples, moisture, and as well as the technician's samples moistures all are equal. There is no significance difference. So what is that conclusion? There is no significance difference between the samples and technicians as far as moisture is concerned. So this is called the two-way classification. Very, very simple problems. One problem is guaranteed one way or two way. So what is that? Step 1, write down the null hypothesis. Step 2, calculate the totals. Step 3, calculate the formulae values, that is in the one way 5 formulae, in two way 6 formulae, and the last step is going to be the framing the ANOVA table. Compare with the F distribution table value. Understand? So this finishes your unit 4. Thank you so much.